Our vegan friend tried to steal my therapy dog because she claimed I was abusing him by feeding him regular dog food. So I have this golden retriever named Benny, who's literally saved my life. I got him certified as a therapy dog 2 years ago, after my anxiety got so bad I couldn't leave my apartment for weeks. He's trained to detect when I'm about to have a panic attack and will literally lay on my chest until I calm down. My friend Jade went vegan about 3 years ago, and it's basically her entire personality now. Every hangout turns into a lecture about animal rights. Last month, Jade came over and saw me feeding Benny his normal dog food. She picked up the bag and started reading the ingredients out loud. Chicken meal, beef fat, all that stuff. Then she goes on this whole rant about how I'm forcing an innocent animal to participate in animal cruelty. I tried explaining that dogs are omnivores and need certain nutrients, but she wasn't having it. She started sending me links to vegan dog food brands every single day. Then she'd text me asking if I switched Benny's food yet. I kept telling her no. My vet specifically recommended his current food for his age and activity level. She said my vet was clearly paid off by Big Kibble or whatever. Things got weird when she showed up at my apartment unannounced one afternoon. I was at work and my roommate let her in because she said she forgot her sunglasses at our place last week. My roommate went to take a shower, and when she came out, Jade was gone. So was Benny. I got home an hour later and immediately noticed Benny wasn't at the door like usual. I checked every room and he was just gone. His leash was still hanging by the door. His food bowls were still on the kitchen floor. I started freaking out and called my roommate, who told me about Jade coming by. I called Jade like 15 times. She finally answered and said Benny was safe with her. She said she couldn't stand by and watch me abuse him anymore. I told her to bring him back right now or I'm calling the cops. She said, go ahead. She has photos of his food bag as evidence of neglect, and she already contacted 3 animal welfare organizations. I did call the cops. They went to her apartment and she refused to open the door at first. She kept yelling through the door that she was protecting Benny from abuse. The cops had to threaten to break down the door before she finally opened it. Benny came running out and jumped all over me. The cops asked Jade why she took someone else's dog, and she pulled out her phone to show them photos of Benny's food ingredients. She had literally photographed the nutritional label and highlighted every meat product in red marker. The cops just stared at her. One of the officers asked if the dog looked malnourished or injured. Benny was literally wagging his tail and licking everyone. The officer told Jade that feeding a dog regular dog food isn't abuse and she could be charged with theft. Jade started crying and saying she was trying to save him. They let me take Benny home but said I could press charges if I wanted. The next day, I got a call from Animal Control saying someone filed a report about my dog. I had to schedule an inspection where they came to my apartment, checked Benny's living conditions, looked at his vet records, everything. The inspector said whoever called in the report claimed I was starving my dog and forcing him to eat rotting meat. Everything checked out fine and they closed the case. I texted Jade and told her I know she called Animal Control. She said yes, she did, because the cops clearly didn't care about animal welfare. I asked her one more time to just stop. She said not until Benny is on a proper vegan diet. 2 days later, I came home and found a box on my doorstep. Inside was like 30 cans of vegan dog food and a note from Jade saying she'd keep sending more until I do the right thing. I took photos of everything and went to the police station to file an official report. I went home and tried to relax. That evening, my phone started blowing up with notifications. My mom called first, then my sister, then people I hadn't talked to in years. They were all asking me about the video. I had no idea what they were talking about. My sister sent me a link. It was Jade's Instagram. She'd posted a 15-minute video titled "Exposing Animal Abuser in Our Community." My face was in the thumbnail. She showed clips of my apartment building, talked about my refusal to feed my dog ethically, and gave out my full name. The video already had 50,000 views. The comments were brutal. People were posting my address. Someone found my workplace. Then I saw a comment that made my heart stop. It said, "I live 2 blocks from her. On my way there now." I locked every door and window in my apartment. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely turn the deadbolt. My roommate Kelsey wasn't home. She'd gone to visit her boyfriend for the weekend. I was alone with Benny, who kept nudging my leg because he could sense my panic spiking. I called the police non-emergency line. The dispatcher sounded bored when I explained the situation. She said unless someone actually showed up and threatened me, there wasn't much they could do about online comments. I asked about the video with my address and she said I'd need to report it to Instagram directly. She did say a patrol car would swing by my building within the hour. Within the hour. Someone could be at my door in 10 minutes. I grabbed my phone and started reporting the video through Instagram's system. The process was slow. Multiple screens asking for details and evidence. My phone kept buzzing with new notifications. The video was getting shared to Facebook groups now. Local community pages. Someone had posted it in a neighborhood watch group with the caption, "This woman lives on Oak Street. Keep your pets away from her." I lived on Oak Street. My doorbell camera app lit up. Someone was standing outside my building's main entrance. A woman in her 30s with short blonde hair was looking at the directory panel. She had her phone out, comparing something on the screen to the building numbers. I watched her press the buzzer for my apartment. I didn't answer. She pressed it again. Held it down this time. The buzzing sound echoed through my apartment for 10 seconds straight. Then she started pressing other buttons. Random apartments. On the 3rd try, someone buzzed her in. I watched her disappear into the building's lobby. My apartment was on the 2nd floor. I could hear footsteps in the stairwell. Heavy, quick footsteps, then pounding on my door. "I know you're in there." A woman's voice. "Not Jade. You should be ashamed of yourself. That poor dog." Benny started barking. He never barks. He moved toward the door and I grabbed his collar, pulled him back. The pounding continued. Other doors in the hallway opened. I heard my neighbor Cal's voice. "Hey, what's going on out here? This apartment. The woman who lives here is abusing her dog. It's all over Instagram. I live right next door to her. Her dog's fine. You need to leave. Did you see the video? She's feeding him rotting meat. That's regular dog food, you fucking idiot. Leave before I call the cops." More pounding. "Open this door. Let me see the dog." I called 911 this time. Told them someone was trying to break into my apartment. The operator said units were on the way. Asked me to stay on the line. The pounding stopped. I checked my doorbell camera. The woman was still in the hallway, but Cal was standing between her and my door. He's a big guy, probably 6'3", and he'd positioned himself like a bouncer. 2 other neighbors had come out. Mrs. Chen from across the hall and the college kid from 2F whose name I never learned. The woman was filming them on her phone now. "You're all protecting an animal abuser. This is going to be all over the internet." "Cool," Cal said. "Film this too." He turned to face her camera directly. "You just committed trespassing and harassment. The cops are coming. Leave now or get arrested. Your choice." She left. Practically ran down the stairs. I watched through the camera as she burst out of the building and speed-walked to a blue Honda Civic. She drove off before the police arrived 5 minutes later. The officers took statements from me, Cal, Mrs. Chen, and the college kid. I showed them the Instagram video and the comment from the woman. They took screenshots and said they'd file a report. One officer recognized my address from the earlier call about the dog theft. He told me to document everything and consider getting a restraining order. After they left, Cal knocked on my door. "You okay in there?" I opened it slightly, keeping the chain lock on. "Yeah, thank you for that." "No problem. Your dog's not being abused, right? Like that video is bullshit?" "Complete bullshit. She's vegan and lost her mind over regular dog food." He nodded. "Thought so. Your dog always seems happy. I hear him playing sometimes through the wall." He paused. "You might want to stay somewhere else for a few days. That video's getting a lot of attention." He was right. By midnight, the video had 200,000 views. It had been picked up by some animal rights Twitter accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers. Someone made a TikTok reaction video that got even more views. My workplace was being tagged in comments. People were calling for me to be fired. I barely slept. Every sound in the hallway made me jump. Benny stayed pressed against my side all night, doing his job, keeping me grounded when my chest got tight and my breathing went shallow. Sunday morning, I woke up to 17 missed calls. My boss had left a voicemail. "Hey, I've been getting calls and emails about you. Something about a dog? Call me back as soon as you can." My mom had called 6 times. My sister 4. My aunt twice. Even my dad, who I hadn't spoken to in 2 years since he remarried, had left a message saying he saw the video and wanted to know if I was okay. I called my boss first. She picked up on the first ring. "What the hell is going on?" she asked. No greeting. She sounded stressed. I explained everything. The dog theft, the harassment, the video. She listened without interrupting. "Is any of it true?" she asked when I finished. "No. I have vet records. Certification papers for Benny as a therapy dog. Documentation from animal control clearing me. Police reports about the theft and harassment. Send me all of it. Our social media manager flagged this yesterday. We've got people threatening to boycott the clinic if we don't fire you." I worked at a physical therapy clinic as a receptionist. We had maybe 30 patients a day. The idea of people boycotting us over this was insane. "I'll send everything now," I said. "Do that. And don't come in tomorrow. Take a few days until this dies down." She hung up. I wasn't sure if I still had a job or not. I spent the next hour gathering documents. Vet records showing Benny's perfect health, his weight charts, vaccination records, the animal control report, the police reports from the theft and the trespassing incident. I scanned everything and emailed it to my boss. Then I made the mistake of reading the comments on Jade's video again. Thousands of new ones. People were dissecting every frame, looking for evidence of abuse. Someone had zoomed in on a shot of my apartment building and claimed the windows looked suspicious. Another person said, "My face looked exactly like someone who would abuse animals." There were debates in the comments about what should happen to me. Some people wanted me arrested. Others wanted me doxxed further. A few said I should have Benny taken away and be put on a registry. A registry for feeding my dog regular dog food. One comment thread made my stomach drop. Someone had found my Facebook profile. They'd scrolled through my photos and found one from 3 years ago where I was eating a hamburger at a BBQ. The caption, "She eats meat and forces her dog to eat meat. Absolutely sick." They'd found my Instagram too. My private Instagram that I barely used. Someone had requested to follow me and I'd accidentally accepted it months ago during an Instagram cleaning spree. Now my personal photos were being screenshot and shared. Pictures of Benny at the park. Benny on my couch. Benny at the vet. Every image was being analyzed for signs of abuse. "Look how skinny he is," one comment said under a picture of Benny running at the dog park. He wasn't skinny. He was a healthy weight. The vet had said so at his last checkup. His eyes look sad, another said. His eyes looked like normal dog eyes. He was literally mid-play in the photo. I made my Instagram private and blocked everyone I didn't personally know. Too late. The screenshots were already circulating. My phone rang. Unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. It rang again immediately. Different, unknown number. Then another. I turned off my phone. Kelsey came home around noon. She'd seen the video. Her boyfriend had sent it to her that morning asking if that was her roommate. "This is insane," she said, sitting on the couch next to me. Benny immediately put his head in her lap. "Is there anything I can do?" "I don't know. I don't know what to do." "Have you talked to a lawyer?" I hadn't. It was Sunday, and I didn't even know where to start. Kelsey pulled out her laptop and started searching for lawyers who handled harassment and defamation cases. She found 3 in our area and emailed all of them, explaining the situation and asking about consultations. One responded within an hour. His name was Philip. He said he could meet me Monday morning. The rest of Sunday was a blur of phone calls. My mom wanted me to come stay with her. My sister wanted to fly out. My aunt offered to pay for the lawyer. Even my dad, in his awkward way, asked if I needed anything. I told him I was fine. I wasn't fine. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw those comments. The threats. The woman pounding on my door. The way the video had framed me as a monster. That evening, Cal knocked again. "Hey, there's been people coming by asking about you. I've been telling them to fuck off, but you should probably know." "What kind of people?" "Young people. With phones out filming. They're taking pictures of the building." One woman tried to follow Mrs. Chen inside, but I stopped her. This was getting worse. "Thank you for watching out," I said. "Yeah. Also, the building group chat is going nuts. Someone leaked that you live here and now half the building is arguing about it. Some people want you evicted. Others are defending you. I didn't even know we had a building group chat. I'll talk to the landlord," I said. "Might want to do that soon. Apparently someone filed a complaint about you creating a safety issue." I emailed my landlord that night, explained the situation, attached all the same documents I'd sent my boss, begged him to understand this was harassment based on false information. He responded Monday morning saying he'd review everything and get back to me. Monday morning I met with Philip, the lawyer. His office was in a professional building downtown. He was younger than I expected, maybe early 30s, with round glasses and a friendly demeanor that put me somewhat at ease. I walked him through everything. He took notes on a yellow legal pad. When I finished, he leaned back in his chair. "Okay, here's where we stand. The video itself is borderline. She's making claims about you that are false and provably false, which could be defamation. The fact that she's included your personal information and it's led to direct harassment strengthens your case. The theft of your dog is already criminal and you filed a report. Good. The trespassing incident, also criminal, also reported. Good. So what can I do? Several things. First, we send a cease and desist letter to Jade demanding she remove the video and stop all harassment. If she doesn't comply, we file for a restraining order. Second, we can pursue a civil suit for defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and possibly conversion related to the dog theft. Third, we document everything from here on out. Every message, every comment, every incident. Build a paper trail. How long does this take? Depends on how she responds. If she removes the video and backs off, this could be resolved in a few weeks. If she fights it, we're looking at months. How much is this going to cost? He quoted me a retainer fee that made my eyes water. My aunt had offered to help, but I hated asking. Philip must have seen my face because he added, "We can also explore filing a police report for cyber harassment and see if the DA wants to pursue charges. That's free but less under your control." I paid the retainer with my credit card and tried not to think about my bank balance. Philip said he'd have the cease and desist letter drafted by end of day. I went home and found 2 more boxes on my doorstep. More vegan dog food. The note this time said, "The truth always comes out. You can't hide forever." I took photos and sent them to Philip. He added them to the file. That afternoon my boss called. "I reviewed everything you sent. I believe you. But corporate is worried about the negative attention. They want you to take the rest of the week off, paid, while this settles down." Am I getting fired? Not right now. But I'm going to be honest. If this doesn't calm down soon, they might not have a choice. We've had patients canceling appointments because they don't want to be associated with the clinic. I wanted to scream. None of this was my fault. But I just said, "Okay, thank you for believing me." Wednesday morning, Philip called. "She's not complying with the cease and desist. In fact, she posted about it. She says you're trying to silence her for exposing the truth." Of course she did. We're filing for the restraining order today. Hearing should be within 2 weeks. In the meantime, I strongly suggest you stay off social media and avoid any contact with her. That was easy. I hadn't opened Instagram in 2 days. Thursday, the hearing for the restraining order was scheduled. Philip said it was faster than usual because the judge had an opening and saw the urgency. I had to take Benny with me because I didn't trust leaving him alone. Cal agreed to watch him in the parking lot during the hearing. The courthouse was downtown. I'd never been inside before. Security made me empty my pockets and walk through a metal detector. Philip met me in the hallway outside the courtroom. "Jade's here with her own lawyer," he said. "Don't engage with her at all. Don't even look at her." We walked into the courtroom. Jade was sitting on the opposite side with a woman in a dark blue suit. Jade looked different than I remembered. Thinner. Her hair was pulled back tight. She was wearing a dress that looked too formal for her, like she'd borrowed it. She glanced at me when I walked in. No expression. Just a cold stare. The judge was a middle-aged woman with gray hair and reading glasses on a chain. She looked tired. There were 3 other cases before ours. I sat there for 40 minutes watching other people's problems play out. A guy trying to get a restraining order against his neighbor. A woman trying to get one against her ex's new girlfriend. The system was full of people desperately trying to protect themselves from other people. Finally, our case was called. Philip and I stood at one table, Jade and her lawyer at the other. The judge read the petition. Miss Reeves, you're seeking a restraining order against Miss Hathaway based on harassment, theft of property, and cyberstalking. Miss Hathaway, you deny these allegations? Jade's lawyer stood. Yes, Your Honor. Miss Hathaway's actions were motivated by genuine concern for animal welfare. She believed the dog was being mistreated. Based on what evidence? Based on observing the dog being fed food containing animal products, which Miss Hathaway believes constitutes cruelty. The judge looked at her over her glasses. Regular dog food constitutes cruelty? In Miss Hathaway's belief system, yes. Does Miss Hathaway have any veterinary training or expertise in animal nutrition? No, Your Honor, but she has extensively researched. So she has no expertise. Does she have any evidence that the dog was actually being harmed? Malnutrition? Injury? Neglect? The act of feeding animals other animals is inherently harmful in her view. That's not what I asked. Evidence of actual harm to this specific dog. Jade's lawyer shuffled papers. We have photos of the dog food bag showing the ingredients. Photos of dog food. Does Miss Hathaway have any photos of the dog appearing malnourished or injured? No, Your Honor. Philip stood. Your Honor, if I may, we have veterinary records showing the dog is in perfect health. We have animal control records clearing my client of any abuse. We have police reports documenting Miss Hathaway's theft of the dog and subsequent harassment. We have documentation of a trespassing incident where one of Miss Hathaway's social media followers showed up at my client's apartment and attempted to force entry. I'd like to see all of that. The clerk brought our folder to the judge. She spent 5 minutes reading through it. The courtroom was silent except for papers rustling. Finally, she looked up. Miss Hathaway, did you take Miss Reeves' dog from her home without permission? Jade's lawyer nudged her. She stood. Yes, but I was protecting him. Did you refuse to return the dog when she asked? I wanted to make sure he was going to a safe environment. That's not your decision to make. Did you post a video online identifying Miss Reeves by name and location? I posted a video about animal abuse. Did that video include Miss Reeves' name and address? Pause. Yes. Did you know that this video has led to multiple people showing up at her home? I can't control what other people do. You posted her address online. You had to know what might happen. The judge looked back at the documents. Miss Hathaway, I'm granting this restraining order. You are to stay at least 500 feet away from Miss Reeves at all times. You are to have no contact with her directly or indirectly. You are to remove the video from all social media platforms within 24 hours. You are not to post any further content about Miss Reeves or her dog. Violation of this order will result in arrest. Do you understand? Jade's face went red. This is wrong. That dog needs help. Do you understand the order? Her lawyer put a hand on her arm. She understands, Your Honor. Good. This order is effective immediately and will remain in place for 1 year. You'll receive official documentation by mail. The gavel came down. It was over in less than 10 minutes. Outside the courthouse, Cal had Benny on the grass. Benny saw me and went crazy, tail wagging so hard his whole back end was moving. I hugged him and felt some of the tension leave my shoulders. How'd it go? Cal asked. We got it. She has to take down the video and stay away. That's good, right? Yeah, that's good. But it didn't feel good yet. It felt like a band-aid on something that needed stitches. I went home and checked Instagram. The video was still up. I screenshot it with a timestamp and sent it to Philip. He said to wait until the 24-hour deadline passed. Then we'd report her for contempt. That evening, I got a call from my landlord. I've reviewed your situation. I'm not going to evict you, but I need this to stop. The other tenants are complaining about people lurking around the building. Someone spray painted something on the side entrance yesterday. What did they spray paint? Animal abuser lives here, with an arrow pointing to the building. I felt sick. I'm sorry. I'm doing everything I can. I know it's not your fault. But if this continues, I may not have a choice. Building safety is my responsibility. After he hung up, I went downstairs to look at the graffiti. Bright red paint on the brick wall. The words were messy, but readable. I took photos and sent them to Philip and the police. Cal was outside having a cigarette. Yeah, that happened last night around 2 a.m. I heard the spray can, but by the time I got downstairs, they were gone. This is never going to end, I said. It will. These internet things always blow over. Something else will happen and everyone will forget about you. When? He didn't have an answer. That night, I lay in bed with Benny pressed against my side. I thought about how 2 weeks ago my biggest worry was whether I was going to get promoted at work. Now I was worried about keeping my job at all. Keeping my apartment. Keeping myself safe. All because I fed my dog regular dog food. The absurdity of it hit me and I started laughing. then crying, then both at the same time. Benny licked my face and did his job, his weight and warmth pulling me back from the edge of a panic attack. Friday morning, the video was still up. Philip filed a motion for contempt. The hearing was scheduled for the following Thursday. My boss called again. Corporate made a decision. They're putting you on unpaid leave pending resolution of this situation. How long? Until the harassment stops and we're not getting negative attention anymore. That could be months. I know. I'm sorry. I fought for you, but they're worried about the business. I hung up and stared at my bank account. Rent was due in 2 weeks. I had savings, but not enough to cover months of no income. I called my mom. Come home, she said immediately. Stay with me until this is over. I can't leave. I have the court stuff in Benny. Bring Benny. I have a yard. He'll love it here. Mom, I can't just run away. You're not running away. You're regrouping. There's a difference. I thought about it. My mom lived 3 hours north in a small town. Nobody there knew about the video. I could breathe for a few days. Okay, I'll come up for the weekend. I packed a bag, loaded Benny into my car, and drove north. The further I got from the city, the lighter I felt. Like physical distance from the situation actually helped. My mom's house was exactly as I remembered. Small, cluttered, warm. She had tea ready when I arrived. We sat on her back porch while Benny explored the yard. Tell me everything, she said. So I did, start to finish. She listened without interrupting, her face getting more and more angry as I went on. This woman is insane, she said when I finished. And everyone who believed her is an idiot. Apparently there are a lot of idiots on the internet. What are you going to do? I don't know. Wait for the court stuff to play out. Hope people forget about me. And if they don't, then I guess I start over somewhere else. She didn't like that answer, but she didn't push. We spent the weekend watching old movies and taking Benny on long walks through her neighborhood. Nobody there knew who I was. Nobody cared. It was the first time in 2 weeks I felt normal. Sunday evening I drove back to the city. The break had been nice, but I couldn't hide forever. Monday morning I woke up to my phone exploding. Not with hate messages this time. With messages from friends and acquaintances saying they saw something. I opened Instagram. Jade had posted a new video. Not about me this time. About her. She was crying, makeup running down her face, talking about how she was being persecuted for trying to help an animal, how she was being legally attacked for standing up for what's right, how she needed support from the community. In the caption, she'd linked to a GoFundMe for her legal fees. In less than 12 hours, she'd raised $8,000. I called Philip. Can she do this? Technically, yes. It's scummy as hell, but not illegal. People are paying her for stealing my dog and ruining my life. I know. Document it. We can use it to show she's profiting from this harassment. When is this going to stop? Thursday's hearing. If the judge finds her in contempt for not removing the video, that'll help. If she keeps violating the restraining order, she'll get arrested. Eventually this will end. Eventually. What a useless word. Thursday came. Same courthouse, same judge. Jade showed up wearing the same borrowed-looking dress. Her lawyer argued that she needed more time to figure out how to delete the video. That Instagram's systems were complicated. That she tried but couldn't figure it out. The judge pulled up Instagram on the courtroom computer, pulled up Jade's profile, found the video in under 30 seconds, clicked the 3 dots, selected delete. The video disappeared. Seems simple to me, the judge said, but I see the video is gone now. Miss Hathaway, you're in violation of the restraining order. I'm fining you $500 and giving you a formal warning. Next violation and you will be arrested. Am I clear? Yes, Your Honor. And this GoFundMe for legal fees related to this case. That's staying up? Jade's lawyer looked uncomfortable. Yes, Your Honor. That's separate from... It's directly related to this case. And it's profiting from the harassment of Miss Reeves. Miss Hathaway, I strongly suggest you close that fundraiser. But I need help paying for. Not my problem. You created this situation. Close the fundraiser or I'll consider it a violation of the spirit of the restraining order. The gavel came down again. Outside the courthouse, Philip looked pleased. That went well. She's on thin ice now. She still raised $8,000. Yeah, but if she keeps it after the judge told her to close the fundraiser, we can use that. Shows willful defiance. I went home and checked her Instagram. The GoFundMe link was gone, but the fundraiser itself was still active. People were still donating. In the comments section, people were calling her brave, a hero, someone willing to stand up to corrupt systems. I was the corrupt system, apparently. That night I got an email from corporate at my job. They were sorry, but they had to let me go. The harassment had cost them too much business. Patients were leaving. Online reviews had tanked. They couldn't keep me on staff. I was unemployed. I sat on my bathroom floor and cried. Benny pushed his way in and laid across my lap. His weight helped, but not enough this time. I felt like I was drowning. The next week, I applied for unemployment benefits. Started applying to jobs. Avoided social media completely. Tried to rebuild some kind of normal routine. Jade posted another video. Not about me specifically, but about the corrupt court system that protects animal abusers. About judges who don't care about animal welfare. About legal systems designed to silence activists. It got 100,000 views in 2 days. Philip filed another motion. Another hearing. Another appearance in front of the same tired judge. Miss Hathaway, you were ordered not to post content about Miss Reeves. This video, while not naming her directly, is clearly about her and this case. That violates the restraining order. I was talking about the system, Your Honor, not her specifically. Don't insult my intelligence. This is your second violation. I'm ordering you to attend mandatory counseling and increasing the fine to $1,000. Third violation, and you will spend 48 hours in jail. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. But her eyes said she didn't care. She'd become a martyr in her own mind. Every consequence was just more evidence of persecution. 2 weeks passed. Quiet weeks. No videos. No boxes of dog food. No people showing up at my apartment. The graffiti got painted over. The building group chat stopped arguing about me. I started to think maybe it was actually over. Then I got a job interview. Small clinic across town. They'd seen my resume and wanted to meet me. I prepared for 3 days, practiced answers to common questions, picked out a professional outfit, felt hopeful for the first time in over a month. The interview went well, really well. The office manager seemed impressed with my experience. Said she'd call me by end of week with a decision. She called 2 days later. I'm sorry, but we've decided to go with another candidate. Can I ask why? Long pause. We did an online search of your name. We saw the video and the articles. We can't have that kind of controversy associated with our clinic. That situation was resolved. There's a restraining order. The video was removed. I'm sure that's true. But it's still the first thing that comes up when we search your name. I'm sorry. She hung up. I searched my own name. She was right. The first page of results was articles about the incident. Local news sites had covered it. Bloggers had written about it. Even though the video was gone, the damage remained. I was unhireable. I called Philip. What can I do about this? We can pursue the defamation suit more aggressively. Try to get a judgment that we can use to force removal of articles and content. But that's expensive and takes time. How much time? 6 months to a year minimum. I couldn't wait that long. I started applying to jobs under my middle name. Jobs outside my field where they were less likely to search too thoroughly. Retail, food service, anything that would pay rent. I got a job at a grocery store stocking shelves overnight. The manager didn't ask many questions. The pay was minimum wage and the hours were terrible, but it was something. Kelsey found me crying on the couch one night after my third shift. This isn't sustainable, she said. I don't have a choice. Yes, you do. File the defamation lawsuit. Make her pay for this. That takes money I don't have. Your aunt offered to help. I can't keep taking money from my family. Pride isn't going to pay your rent. She was right. I called my aunt. She immediately said yes. Sent me a check that covered Philip's fees for the next phase. Philip filed the civil suit. Defamation. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Conversion for the dog theft. We were asking for damages, legal fees, and a court order forcing Jade to post a public retraction. The process was slow. Discovery. Depositions. Motions. Jade's lawyer tried to get the case dismissed. Failed. Tried to delay. The judge wasn't having it. 6 months into the case, we finally got a trial date. It would be another 4 months out. In the meantime, I worked overnight shifts at the grocery store, came home exhausted, and tried to remember what my life was like before all this. During discovery, we got access to Jade's social media accounts and messages. Philip called me after reviewing them. You need to see this. He sent me a PDF, screenshots of messages between Jade and a group of her vegan activist friends. They'd been planning the video for weeks before she posted it, discussing strategy, how to frame it for maximum impact. They'd known it wasn't actually abuse. They'd known I had vet documentation. They'd done it anyway as an example. To scare other pet owners into switching to vegan diets, there were messages about me specifically, about how I was a good target because I had a therapy dog, which made the story more dramatic, about how single women are easier to bully than families, about how they could use me to spread their message. It was premeditated, calculated, malicious. I felt physically sick reading it. This wasn't a misguided friend who went too far. This was someone who deliberately destroyed my life as a publicity stunt. Philip added the messages to our evidence file. This is huge. Shows clear malicious intent. No way she wins this case now. But winning would take months more. And in the meantime, I was still stocking shelves at 2 a.m. and living off savings. The trial finally happened 14 months after Jade first took Benny. 14 months of my life consumed by this. The courtroom was different this time. Bigger, more formal. There was a jury. 12 people who would decide if Jade had destroyed my life, or if I was overreacting. Philip laid out our case methodically. The theft, the harassment, the video, the job loss, the inability to find work, the emotional distress, the messages showing premeditation. He brought in my former boss who testified about the business impact. My therapist, who I'd started seeing 6 months earlier, who testified about my anxiety and panic attacks getting worse. The animal control inspector who testified that Benny was clearly well cared for. Jade's lawyer tried to paint her as a passionate activist who made some mistakes but meant well. Tried to argue that I'd suffered no real damages because I got another job. Tried to minimize the harassment as just people expressing opinions online. The jury didn't buy it. I could see it in their faces. Especially when Philip showed the messages where Jade and her friends discussed using me as an example. After 3 days of testimony, the jury deliberated for 5 hours. They came back with a verdict in my favor, awarded me $85,000 in damages, ordered Jade to post a public retraction stating that I never abused my dog and that her accusations were false, ordered her to pay my legal fees, $85,000. More than I'd lost in wages, but less than Philip had asked for. He said it was a good result, that juries rarely award huge amounts in cases like this. Jade's face when they read the verdict was blank. No emotion. Her lawyer patted her shoulder, but she didn't react. Outside the courthouse, Philip shook my hand. It's over. You won. Doesn't feel like winning. Give it time. Once she posts the retraction and you start getting the money, it'll feel different. Maybe. But right now, I just felt exhausted. Jade never posted the retraction. Her lawyer filed an appeal. The appeal was denied, but it took another 6 months. By then, I'd been working at the grocery store for almost 2 years. I'd missed out on 2 years of career advancement. 2 years of normal life. When the appeal was denied and she was ordered again to post the retraction, she finally complied. Posted a short statement on Instagram saying that her accusations about me were false and that my dog was never abused. Deleted it after 48 hours. By then, most of her followers had moved on anyway. The post got maybe 1,000 views. The $85,000 came in pieces. Her insurance covered part of it. She paid the rest in monthly installments that took over a year. I used it to pay back my aunt, pay off the credit card debt I'd accumulated, and start rebuilding my savings. I never went back to physical therapy reception work. The Google results never fully went away. Even with the retraction, the old articles remained. Some employers didn't care, but most did. My name was poison in my field. I ended up taking business classes online and starting a dog walking business. Worked for myself. Built my reputation through word of mouth and actual references instead of Google searches. It paid okay. Better than the grocery store at least. Benny's getting older now. He's 8. Still does his job when I need him, but he's slower. Sleeps more. I know I don't have forever with him, and that kills me. He saved my life and then became the excuse for someone to try to ruin it. Jade moved to a different state. Last I heard, she was still doing activism work. Still posting about animal rights. Probably still believing she did nothing wrong. Cal moved out of the building 2 years ago. Got married and bought a house in the suburbs. We still text sometimes. He always asks about Benny. Kelsey and I are still roommates. She's been my rock through all of this. Helped me move forward when I wanted to give up. My mom keeps asking when I'm going to start dating again. I don't have a good answer. Hard to trust people after someone you thought was a friend destroyed your life. Hard to explain my Google results to potential partners. Oh yeah, if you search my name, there are articles about me being an animal abuser. That was all fake. Long story. Some things changed after the case settled. I'm more careful about who I let into my life. I don't use social media anymore except for the business Instagram, and that's just photos of dogs I walk. No personal information, no face pics, nothing anyone can weaponize. I think a lot about how fast it happened, how one video from one person spiraled into job loss, harassment, legal bills, and 2 years of hell. How the internet can destroy someone in days based on nothing but accusations. I think about the people who showed up at my apartment, who spray painted my building, who sent death threats, who tried to get me fired, all because they saw a video and assumed it was true. Never questioned it, never verified, just grabbed their pitchforks and joined the mob. That's what scared me most. Not Jade specifically, but how easy it was for her to weaponize strangers against me. How quickly people will believe the worst about someone they don't know. I see Jade's video sometimes in my head. My face in the thumbnail. My name. My address. The comments calling for violence. It still makes my chest tight. Benny usually notices and does his thing. Lays on me until I breathe normal again. He's a good dog. The best dog. And he eats regular fucking dog food because that's what dogs eat. Because I'm not insane. Last month I got an email from a journalist writing an article about online harassment. She'd found my case and wanted to interview me. I said no. I've had enough of my story being public. Let it stay buried in old court documents and deleted videos. But sometimes I wonder about other people this has happened to. Other people whose lives got destroyed by false accusations going viral. How many of them had the resources to fight back? How many just had to live with it? The system barely worked for me, and I had a lawyer and documentation and proof. What about people who don't? Who just have to watch their lives implode and hope people eventually forget? That's what keeps me up sometimes. Not my own situation anymore, but the knowledge that this happens every day. Someone posts something false or misleading. It goes viral. A real person's life gets destroyed. And the internet moves on to the next outrage without ever knowing or caring about the damage left behind. Jade got away with it, really. Sure, she had to pay money and post a retraction nobody saw, but she still has her followers, still has her platform, still gets to pretend she's a hero fighting for animals. The people who supported her never learned the truth. They moved on thinking she was persecuted for doing the right thing. And I'm here, 3 years later, walking other people's dogs and trying to rebuild a life that should never have been destroyed in the first place. Benny's sleeping next to me right now while I write this. His paws are twitching. He's dreaming. Probably chasing squirrels in his sleep. He has no idea he's at the center of this whole mess. He's just a dog living his dog life. I envy that sometimes. The simplicity of it. Wake up, eat, play, sleep. No social media. No reputation to protect. No strangers judging every choice. Just a dog being a dog. I'm doing okay now. Better than I was. The business is growing. I'm making enough to live on. My mental health has improved, though I still see the therapist monthly. The nightmares about people breaking into my apartment have mostly stopped. Sometimes I see people filming their dogs and posting it online and I cringe. They have no idea how fast things can turn. How one comment from the wrong person can start an avalanche. They think they're just sharing cute pet videos. They don't realize they're one viral lie away from losing everything. Maybe I'm paranoid now. Maybe that's Jade's lasting gift to me. This constant awareness that everything can fall apart instantly, that nothing is safe, that people will believe anything if it's packaged right. Or maybe I'm just realistic now. Maybe everyone else is naive. I don't know. All I know is I survived it. Barely. And Benny's still here, still doing his job, still eating his regular dog food. And if anyone has a problem with that, they can take it up with my lawyer. Or better yet, they can mind their own fucking business.